Hi, everyone, and welcome to your new moon reading with the Virgo energy surrounding it. Okay, this new moon. Now, remember, new moons are all about new beginnings. It could be a new cycle for you, it's planting new seeds to bring your dreams, your wishes, all of the things that are good for you into reality, to manifest them into reality. But let's talk about what this energy, this Virgo energy around the new moon is. We're going to start with Virgo's key phrase, and that is I analyze. What does it mean, and where is it going to show up in your life this new moon cycle, and how can you use it to your advantage? All right, Virgo energy has a very function oriented energy to it. It is the organizer, the perfectionist, and the analyzer. It also has a very strong need for clarity, clear thinking, and being of service, however needed. It can also show itself as being a true, reliable, and stable energy in unruly situations, with an ability to be able to ground down and shut out all distractions in order to properly assess it. It is definitely fair to say that the motivation for Virgo energy is all about what can be ignored so that what is important is dealt with first. And although there is nothing wrong with being detail oriented and great at analysis, if you take these attributes to the extreme, you may fall into the trap of pettiness or obsessiveness or being overly critical of everyone and everything. So it's good to be aware of these the shadow energy that can surround Virgo energy while you're moving through it this new moon. So now that we know what the Virgo I analyze energy is, let's take a look at where it's going to show up for you this new moon cycle. I always suggest watching for your rising sign first because it's going to resonate the most. If you do not know your rising sign, or you can watch for your zodiac sun sign. Okay. And if you're interested in a personalized new moon reading based on your very own birth chart, there is a link to my website, okay, here on the channel. So now that we know what this is, let's get moving. But one last thing before we go here, there is pick a card at the end. And the pick a card is to find more areas where you can plant new seeds or have a new beginning or a new cycle in place of or in addition to what you've already read for your rising or zodiac sun sign. Okay. There's also just great advice and guidance in those readings too. So, you know what? Check them out. I will see you there. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second part of your new moon with the Virgo energy surrounding it this month, okay? We are doing the second part here, which is the pick a card. So you've just recently read for your rising or sun/zodiac sign, all right? But you may want to come into these piles to plant more seeds or have a new beginning in a certain area of your life in place of what you've already read or in addition to. As I say with the Virgo energy, this makes everyone the keener little beavers here, okay? So that energy is going to have you wanting to maybe do more, all right? Totally up to you. There's also advice and guidance in these piles, okay? Maybe some little tidbits that you can pick up that you've been waiting for an answer on. You just never know with all the cards. So we have two here, two piles to choose from. Pile 1 with this card, pile 2 with this card. So you can watch one pile, you can watch both. You know what? Whatever floats your boat today, okay? I will see you in one or both of them. Thank you. Hi to those of you who chose pile 1 or this card. I'm just going to set it there. We're going to get right into your reading here. The first 3 cards I do not clarify with tarot. Okay, I tend to do that with the last 3. So let's just get started. We have first house. Excellent. We're looking for the other areas, the other houses, right? That first house, all about me, myself, and I, how you see or identify yourself, as well as your physical appearance, your image, how others see you, how you come across to others. Okay, I'm going to read the card as well because it adds, pretty much that, maybe word it differently. It's the house of the self and identity. Here is where we can see one's personality, behavior, character, physical appearance, as well as their attitude towards life. All right. It starts with the sign known as the ascendant. That is your rising sign, and the ascendant are the same thing. So here you are, first house. If you have read for it already, this would be Spirit's double down saying, hey, we want you to go back and look at something in there again about yourself. There's something that maybe you need to, with this Virgo energy, be a bit more disciplined in, where you need to have a little more clarity. Are you seeing yourself clearly? All right. So it could be something along those lines for you, but we have first house here. Now we have shadow work and awakening. The night will come and she will hold your fear. It is in the darkness when the moon blazes. Is there fears that you need to let go of? Is there something, when we talk about planting seeds, right? I like to use the example of planting a garden. You get the little seed, you may soak it, you may start it early, you water it, nurture it, give it a little food, you eventually get it into the ground, you then water it, weed it, maybe give it a little more food, waiting for it to grow so that you can then harvest the vegetables or the flower, whatever it may be. So, is there something that is keeping you from being motivated, keeping you from seeing clearly what it is that you may be fearing? And that fear is holding you back from going after your dreams and wishes, or your new start, or beginning a new cycle. So again, what is that? That's the shadow work you do, okay? And you release and let go of it. We do that in the full moon readings, but you can do it right now too. With the full moon readings, it's a bit like this, where we just go with where the energy is the strongest for you right now. And maybe there is something here that's holding you back. And if it's fear, then figure out where that fear comes from and get rid of it. Okay, pile 1. Now, fear. The actual fear card has come out. Yeah, it's like you're being tied down by these birds, right? It's like you're bent over in the fetal position, but there is light there, okay? And I feel like this reading might be the light at the end of your tunnel, pile 1, okay? So you need to get rid of the fear. The fear needs to go. Okay, we're just going to pop this over, and we're going to get into the Moonology cards here along with some tarot. So let's see. Hold your vision, fixed moon. Yeah, with the fixed energy, that's kind of being a little set in your ways, maybe being a little stubborn, maybe digging your heels in a little bit, all right? But what I want to say about that is this card coming in from Spirit, it doesn't give us a house. However, it's telling you hold your vision. So is there something that you have a vision for, that you would love to see, a dream, wish, whatever it is, come to reality, but that fear is holding you back, or something about yourself is holding you back? You need to tap into that Virgo energy and just maybe get organized. Maybe analyze it, hold your vision. Analyze that vision. What is it? What do I need to do to make it happen? Okay? What can be ignored so that I can deal with what I want to start right now? Okay? So let's get you a tarot to go with that. Hold your vision card. Four of Pentacles, control. Well, I like that with the Virgo energy. I like it a lot because the Four of Pentacles is hanging on to something tightly. Now, you never want to hang on to things so tightly that it's stopping you from moving forward. But in this case, clarifying, hold your vision. Yeah, do not let go of that vision. You keep it close, you keep it tight, you keep moving towards it, okay, pile one? And you do it with Virgo determination. You're not afraid of a little hard work. You're not afraid of analyzing these things. You're not afraid of taking a good, hard, long look at something. You're not afraid of creating the spreadsheet, okay? So hold your vision, hold on to it. All right. Some of you may find that one of these cards, all of these cards could be tying into message for you. Let's keep going. We have Cancer. Take a breather. Now we have the fourth house. What I like about this in the fourth house is, one, this has to do with home, family, your ancestors, ancestry, nurturing yourself, nurturing other people. You and how it is and what it is that makes you feel secure, your security, and helps, I want to say, to calm and nurture those inner emotions of yours. So, where do you have to maybe plant some new seeds around that, or have a new cycle or beginning around that? We're going to get a tarot to go with it, but with the Virgo energy, it's asking you to get, oh, this one flipped over, organized, ready. You make the plan and then you go after it. So here's something interesting. The Seven of Swords, deceit has come out. I'm not going to ignore the deceit here. I want to talk about that. Is there someone in your home life, in your family life, that maybe has been deceiving you, that maybe has been trying to steal your thunder, steal something from you literally, take advantage of you in some way, hasn't been completely truthful? That may be where you need to have a new beginning for some of you, okay? But again, it's all about, with this Virgo energy, you have a plan, you set your mind to it, you know, Virgo energy is very function oriented. It's doing. So it's less feeling, okay? It's less feeling, it's less thinking, maybe, well, not maybe, definitely grounded energy, but there's something here with this take a breather. Maybe you need to take a breather, a cycle of a breather away from that fourth house, wherever in the fourth house it comes up for you, of just someone maybe just not, someone who's not on the up and up. That's what we'll call it. Now, so you have the first house and the fourth house. And again, if you've already read for that house, then please go back and read it again, because maybe there's something you've overlooked, okay? But you want, you know, maybe you have dreams and wishes for your family, for your home life, for your literal house even. And there's just something that just keeps I don't know, like taking away, like removing the plan to move forward with it. It'll resonate differently for everyone, but this may be the time where you need a new beginning around this and you need to get serious about it with the Virgo energy. It will help you use that Virgo energy. We have watch for the signs, follow the moon. I love that. I would love if you watched my full and new moon readings every month because there's a different energy around it every month, right? And maybe even in your family, it could be as simple as you just need to have some good boundaries and rules and regulations going on. Maybe things are just running a little amok and you're like, oh, geez, you know, we've got to, that one kind of fell out. We've got to get things together. All right, I'm just going to move these all over a bit. So watch for the signs. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, stability. Maybe some stability needs to be brought in for yourself, the way you see yourself, feel about yourself, or in your family environment or home environment. But here's the thing, Spirit, God, Source, Universe, whomever it is for you is coming in to say, you need to watch for the signs. We will send you the signs, all right? We want you to have stability. We want you to be grounded and functioning and everything to be going really good. We want that new start for you if it isn't happening now. If something, fear's been holding you back from the dreams that you hold a vision for your family, even something's been holding you back, that's what you're letting go of, so that you can then plant those little seedlings and work at it, okay? Nurture it and help it to grow. Let's get you another area. So we have the first, we have the fourth. Okay. Let's get you one more here. We'll definitely have an area, a house in here for you to go back and read about. Scorpio, stand. I love this. Hold your vision. Four of Pentacles, control, hold on. And then out comes Scorpio, the king and queen of control here. But stand firm in the eye of the storm. Regeneration. Yeah, it's time. You know what? Maybe you've planted the seed before. Well, it didn't grow. So you're going to either try to bring it back to life or you plant a new seed, okay? But I love stand firm in the eye of the storm here. You need to stand firm. You need to hold your vision. You need to believe in yourself. You need to let go of any fears that's keeping you from moving forward. But we'll also talk about the 8th house because it could be around money, debts, inheritance that you share with other people, joint finances, okay? What is hidden below the surface? I always say, think of it as a table, the kitchen table, dining room table. What is just lurking below, right? Feels like heavy energy in there. You could cut it with the knife because something's lurking right below that table. So what is lurking that you need to say, okay, enough of that. I'm not fearful anymore. I'm going out. And the other thing about Scorpio energy here, everyone, is it's transformation. It's death and rebirth. That's what this is. Death would be a full moon reading type of thing. New moons are the rebirth. When you let go of the fear, it's the death of the fear, and you plant the seeds from your held vision here, right, to nurture and grow. So, loving this message. I'm going to flip this card over, and then I'm also going to pull another one. Look, I choose to nourish myself and enrich my life. The first house is all about me, myself, and I. You have to choose to do it. You have to choose to nourish yourself and enrich your life. I love that. And if fear is holding you back, that is not enriching your life in any way. So you have the 1st, 4th, and 8th house to go back and read about. And I'm going to get you one last card here, pile one. One last card from this little moon magic deck, and it is this one. Gratefully, I surrender my struggle. Stand firm in the eye of the storm, okay? Surrender it. Surrender it over to Spirit, okay? Let go of that fear. Surrender it over to spirit. Like I said, whomever that is for you, surrender any struggle that you are having that's keeping you from moving forward and growing and bringing your dreams and wishes into reality, into the here and now. I love this message for you, Pile 1. You know what? You can definitely check out Pile 2, but you do have the 1st, 4th, and 8th to go back and read about, and to maybe in those areas with that very, I want to say, just smart and organized Virgo energy, start making the plan on how you're going to change this up. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the other pile or in one of my other readings. Hi to those of you who chose Pile 2 or this card. We're going to set this to the side. As always, or maybe you haven't been here before, I do the first 3 cards. We just read them out, hoping to get some houses, some advice, guidance. Could be a little tidbit of a message in there for you. And then I pull tarot in with the remaining 3. And then an additional card or 2 at the end. So let's get right into this Pile 2. Remember, we've got that Virgo energy, that very function-oriented, organized, analyzer, clear thinking, needs to be a service, you know, needs clarity type of energy coming in. And this is all about new beginnings, new cycles, planting the new seeds, right? We have conjunction. Love that. Okay. And with conjunction, we have divine source and love. When 2 souls encounter and they welcome romance, their hearts are bonded and fate becomes unbreakable. We have the 11th house and we have the 12th house. So let's talk about them first, because those are places you can go. Where do you need to plant new seeds in the 11th house? Because that's all about your friends, your social circles, support systems, networks and alliances. It's being out and being a humanitarian, right? Is there somewhere there where you need to be a little, I just feel like I need to say you need to have a little more clarity or clear thinking when it comes to those groups of people in your life, friends, social circle support systems, right? And networks and alliances. Is there something where you need to maybe have a new start, bring some new people in, right? Do you have maybe dreams and wishes for you and your friends in whatever area? Maybe you've always dreamt that you would travel with your friends. You have really great ones. It can be in any area of that. So think of getting organized, making a plan, getting rid of any distractions with this Virgo energy, getting clear in thought, or clear and clarity in thought, and, you know, get a hold of it. Maybe for some of you, you need to analyze these groups that you're in, because maybe, just maybe, they can be better. And with conjunction here, one thing I want to say about it is conjunction in astrology, when you're reading a chart, is when 2 planets are of the same degree, okay, or within, we'll say, within 3 to 5 degrees, less is better, really, and they are right together and they are working together. Say, for example, you had Venus and Mars working together. I don't know. That would feel like maybe you're someone who is really fiery and passionate in relationships in your life, from platonic through to romantic through to business partnership. You really feel it. You have a fire lit under you to make those types of relationships really work, to function like you're one unit, okay? It does say unity here. All right. So I just want to mention that. Now, with Pisces, that is the 12th house. So where do you maybe need a new start or to get a little more serious when it comes to your unconscious mind? Listening to it, your intuition, listening to it. Actually taking up and believing in the dreams and wishes you have for yourself and what it is you imagine about them, okay? It can be about You know, what is hidden or unseen, the mystical, the magical. All right. Maybe there's something that you have not gone after your dreams and wishes here because you've had some sort of addiction or some sort of energy that has been holding you back, chaining you down, holding you down. Or you have been self-sabotaging and pulling yourself back away from people, or actually doing anything about a new start, a new beginning, or trying to plant new seeds. Okay? If that is the case, you want to really use this Virgo energy and analyze the situation and get clear about it and get thinking clearly about it and figure out, pile 2, what it is you need to do to move forward and planting those seeds. Like I said, it's like a garden. You put the little seedling in, you take care of it, you water it, you then put it into the ground or the plant pot, whatever it is, and you still feed it and water it and nurture it and help it to grow so that you can reap the reward of once it's grown, whether it's just the beautiful flowers or the vegetables in your garden. It's the same thing here. What are your dreams and wishes? You want things working like a conjunction. You want everything working together. And with that 11th house too, with Aquarius, don't be afraid to march to the beat of your own drum, okay? That's part of it. You may be the humanitarian that's out there just, you know, letting your little, I always will say it, freak flag fly, go ahead. Let it fly, you know? And I also think of Aquarius because I believe it's the star card that represents Aquarius in the, oh geez, in the tarot, what I'm going to be doing here. Talk about get tongue-tied. And I often think of that, like the star card, as your dreams and wishes, having faith and trust that Spirit, God, Source, Universe is going to help you out. If you put the work in, they're going to help to get things going for you. But let's keep going here. So right now you have 11th and 12th house. Hunger. Yeah, get hungry for the new start. Okay? Don't be afraid to speak what it is that you want into existence. Okay? Don't be afraid to howl at the moon if you have to. That feels like good old Aquarius energy for me too here, right? Where you have that 11th house. If there's something that needs to be dealt with, don't be afraid to speak up or to make the decision with the Virgo, right? Energy, you're analyzing it. You're going to be like, okay, I'm motivated now to start thinking clearly, to start making a plan so I can move forward. Alrighty, I'm going to set this over here and we're going to get into the Moonology cards. First one out, emotions are running high. Ooh, okay. Is it in that 11th house energy, emotions are running high? Or is it in your 12th house where maybe it's around your, I said there could be some things that are holding you back, like wanting to withdraw and escape or having addictions, self-sabotaging in some way. Are your emotions running a little bit high? Okay. Your intuition. Are things really becoming clear to you and you're really listening to your gut even? You know, that's okay. The Virgo energy is a very grounded energy, so use it to just calm yourself down and to make a plan. I said Virgo energy, Virgos even love a good spreadsheet. They love to be organized and they love to analyze. So, and they love to be clear about what it is they're doing. So maybe try to take on that very grounded energy. Even maybe get yourself outside. Okay? For some of you, energy could be running high when it comes to your money, how you earn it, how you make it, how you spend it. Maybe it's a little tight right now. You're not building the kind of wealth that you want to. Maybe you need to just bring that down. And again, you plant the seed. Pentacles are the seeds in the tarot, okay? You plant the seed with one, that Ace of Pentacles, and you want to get yourself to 10, okay? So let's just leave that there. Let's get another. First quarter moon in Scorpio, release your blocks. Well, see, I like this because I feel like this is about your money. This is about other money or finances that you share with other people. It could be with that eighth house, like it could be debts. It could be joint finances. It could be inheritance in some way. But if you have, I feel with this Pentacles coming out here, if you're really emotional about it right now, there's something that's blocking you when it comes to money, whether it's your very own or whether it's what you're sharing with other people or well, I want to say joint, in conjunction even with other people, right? There's something there about that. Because don't forget that the Scorpio energy is also transformation, letting go of what's not serving you, as we do in the full moon. And then here in the new moon, we talk about the energy surrounding each new moon so that you can maybe have that new start, that new beginning, the beginning of a new cycle, planting the seeds for your dreams and wishes. The Queen of Cups. Nurturing yourself through it, releasing the blocks, okay, using that Virgo energy. Two, emotions are running high. The Queen of Cups is very emotional. But here's the thing, she's nurturing and she's caring. So you may need to go in and analyze, take a look at what's holding you back from wealth, whether it's your own or with others, okay? And then you let go of the block, which feels like it could be emotional. You take it on a positive emotional level where you are caring for yourself during this. You're nurturing yourself during this. You are getting your emotions under control and well balanced. Okay, she looks very balanced sitting here. You need to get everything balanced. All right, pile 2. Now, cleansing. Love it. Well, that's the eighth house energy. Death and rebirth. You cleanse. You get rid of what isn't serving you, right? You cleanse it right out of your life so that you can bring in what does. What it is that you are hungry about. You're going to cleanse those blocks away. You're going to cleanse these high running emotions away. You're going to cleanse, I want to say, when it comes to finances, and it won't be about literal money for everyone. It could just be bringing abundance into your life too. But you want to cleanse out, clean out. I think I say sometimes for the full moons, when I'm doing then, you need to clear the proverbial clutter. What's just hanging around? Because when, I say when you buy a sofa, okay, you get rid of the old sofa. You don't bring in the new furniture and pile it on the old furniture. You need to clean it and clear it. But let's get a tarot card for that as well. But right now you have the 11th, 12th, and 8th houses, okay? Are you self-sabotaging when it comes to money? You need to make a new plan here to not do that anymore. You need to be resilient. I love it. You need to be willing to, I said, howl like the moon. I always think of the 7 of Wands as someone standing up on their soapbox and just beating the wands of the other people away as they're poking and prodding and jabbing and jeering at them, right? You're like, no, I'm not going to take that from other people. You feel strong and confident in you, and you're willing to stand up, say on the tip point here, and just cleanse away all of that negativity or all of that chatter or stuff that isn't important, proverbial clutter. Okay, so I love how that has come out with the cleansing. Yeah, you're going to cleanse away all the stuff that you just don't need to be worrying about, right? And that's a good thing about the Virgo energy too, because it is able, okay, to really focus in and ground in that energy and get motivated about what needs to be dealt with first, what needs to be dealt with at all, okay? And then go ahead and start dealing with it if it needs to be dealt with at all. All right, let's get another card here for you. I love some way, I'm going to take both of those, how these messages come out. We have Double down on the 11th house. Your deeper resolve rises, awakening. Yeah, you're going to become clear about things. I love that for you. Okay, so we're doubling down on that 11th house. And we also have Cancer, the 4th house. A sensitive, introspective phase. The Queen of Cups, I like to say she rules. She's Cancer, okay, for me. But here we are. What in that 4th house? All about your family, your home life, your own emotions, your inner security, your inner emotions. But it's also how you nurture yourself and nurture other people. So I can see how this would come out, because we're talking about you, joint and finances type of thing, especially with other people. So how do you nurture yourself and other people? So you can always go back and read about that 4th house as well. Okay. Do you maybe need to start feeling like you belong in your family or in your home? I mean, that can be a problem sometimes. So you may have to plant seeds to switch that around and have a new beginning. Every day I focus on what is important. I literally just said Virgo energy is the energy where it can ground in and focus in on what needs to be dealt with first, what is important. I love that, okay? You may find that some of this resonates with you, or all of it may, okay? Little tidbits, but you do have other houses to look at, which is nice. You have the 4th, you have the 8th, you have the 11th, and the 12th. Next card, I let go of the anxieties of others. I said people poking and prodding. Emotions are running high. That can be anxious or anxiety, right? I let go of the anxiety of others. This is about you, pile 2. This is about your joint finances, if you have them with people, or inheritance, or whatever debt you may have, or your very own money in abundance. But at the end of the day, it's about what works with you. So pile 2, I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that in some way you find your conjunction, right, where you and another person, or your finances, or whatever it is within your family, your friend groups, your social groups, all of that type of thing, where you're able to make a bond with them in some way. Again, that's just coming out. So again, thank you. And I will see you maybe in one of the other piles, pile 1, or in one of my other readings. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.